Hello and welcome to the Theatre of Dreams. I'm Rachel Brooks and we're live at Old Trafford this afternoon for Betfair presents Manchester United Live. I'm very pleased to say I'm joined in the studio by three stars of the current Manchester United squad. We have Nani, Michael Carrick and Ashley Young as well. Lots of questions from you this afternoon. And you can still send them in through Twitter. All you need to do is post your question on Twitter at the hashtag MULive and they'll come through to us right here in the studio. So let's get things going. Boys, straight in from training this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. We've had a bit of cold weather recently. We have to ask you, who wears the most layers during the cold weather at the training ground?
So we have a couple of players used to wear a lot of clothes. I think Rio, Antonio Valencia and Chicharito, that's the one that I saw every day with gloves and hair.
Gloves, scarves, the works, Michael.
He's up there, yeah. He is up there.
I'd have to say I am up there with
leggings
hats,
a lot.
Leggings, gloves.
Tights.
Yeah. It's cold up here.
Well, looking ahead to the weekend then, you've got the big game against Arsenal on Sunday, of course. And we've got a question in from Ant Baker on Twitter already, who says, was the 8-2 win against Arsenal at Old Trafford the team's performance of the season? Nani, would you say it was?
Yeah, I think it was one of the perfect games for us. We did everything well, scored a lot of goals, played fantastic football. Everyone was enjoying as football, and I think was one of the best moments at Old Trafford.
Were you surprised by the result?
Yeah, a bit, because against Arsenal is always a difficult game. Since I get here in this club, of course I've had a fantastic results against them, but 8-2 is too much, and against a good team like Arsenal is always fantastic, and of course I was surprised.
Well, Michael, do you think when they play at the weekend and you go down there, they're going to be looking to avenge that defeat up here?
Maybe, yeah, because it's not nice to get beat by so many, but I think there's a lot has gone on really since that game, and an awful lot of football has been played, so it's a big enough game anyway, regardless of what's gone on. At the start of the season, Arsenal and Man United is always a massive game, and yeah, of course they'll be looking to win, but so are we.
Well, actually, I mean, when you look at their season though, there has been some indifferent form, and they've had some results, quite surprising results, not least beaten 8-2, but then losing to Swansea at the weekend. What do you make of their form? Yeah,
that's right, it's been up and down. The early part of the season, I think they would have been disappointed with how things were going and the results that they were getting, but if you look back at the last couple of months and the results that they've picked up, and they've done really well, so it's going to be a tough game, but I'm sure we go down there full of confidence, and we'll be looking to get 3 points as we do any game. Do
you think they're still in the hunt for the title though?
I think obviously there's a lot of points to play for. There's difference in points between different teams, but everybody wants to be at the top of the table. And like I say, there's plenty of games to play. So we got to concentrate on ourselves and looking to go down there and win.
Who do you think will be the match winners this weekend? Potential match winners.
To be honest, anyone that's obviously in the team that's playing, anyone can be a match winner on the day, and the team that's selected will go out there to win the game. Not
naming any names then, Nani, is there anyone you think will be?
Well, we have a lot of players who can decide the game. It's difficult to pick one player, but of course the strikers, even the midfield, Carrick now starts scoring his goals. You never know. No, it's not a surprise, because but it's true. From the midfield to strikers, anyone can score, and we never know.
So, Van Persie, no special plans for him?
Not in terms of special plans. I think, when you approach a game like this, you assess the strengths of the other team and how to accommodate different players, but we don't change our game because of it. We just maybe apply a little bit more focus into that area, and it's normal really. So we appreciate and we respect how good he's been over not just this season but 12 months. So we'll be looking out for him, but they've got other threats as well. So I think just in general we have to play well.
What about the return of Thierry Henry? How strange is it to see him back playing in the Premier League?
Yeah, strange. It was. I watched the game when his first game against Leeds in the cup, and it was, you know, just like the Henry of old, really, the way he received the ball and finished it off. And he's obviously still got that ability and, you know, the experience to know when to be at the right time. And whether he play or not, we'll have to wait and see.
What do you think of him coming back to Arsenal? Is he the Henry of old, or age caught up with him at all?
I think he's a very important player on that team, because his experience he got, he can help the young lads, and because Arsenal, most of the team is very young, and I think Henry can give him some advice and help a lot many times.
OK, well, we have been asking for your questions, and they continue to come in. Don't forget, through Twitter with MU Live, the hashtag. But these are some fans we spoke to earlier, and there's a question here for you, Ashley.
This question is to Ashley Young. Just want to say, how have you found it fitting in, playing alongside Nani and Carrick compared to the midfielders at Aston Villa? Has it improved you? Has it made you a better player? And have you learnt a lot since you've been at Manchester United?
Could you tell us how good it is to have Paul Scholes back playing with you, and what you will learn from him?
Well, Ashley, I have to direct the first question to you then. What's it like playing alongside these two, and compared to your days at Aston Villa?
Obviously, it's different from the time I joined, but you know, from the minute I stepped in the building, I was welcomed with open arms from, you know, obviously the two players here, and you know, everybody in the squad, and you know, all the staff. It's been brilliant, and you know, to be able to play alongside so many world-class players, you know, is always a dream for me, and you know, for me to hear of obviously the interest from Man United, it was fantastic. It was a no-brainer for me to come and sign, and obviously being on the pitch day in, day out, training with, you know, the likes of Nani and Carrick, you know, it brings your game on, and you got to another level, and you know, I've experienced that straight away, and you know, there's competition for places all around the team, and you know, you've always got to be on your toes. And
he asked if you've improved. Do you think you've improved, and how?
Yeah, I think my game has come on. You know, I've added different things to my game, and obviously it's playing a different style being at United than it was at you know, Aston Villa. So you know, I've had to adapt. But you know, when you go away with obviously England, you play with lots of Carrick, Wazza. You get to know the boys there, so you get to know how they play, and you know, straight away pre-season, you get a good pre-season under your belt, and you go out there for the rest of the season wanting to do well.
You've been missing for a while. How is the injury? How's the recovery going?
Yeah, it's going well. I've been in the gym most days, but you know, it's getting there, and you know, hopefully I'll be back soon.
All right. Well, we've heard mention there from the fans about Paul Scholes. Kelvin and Sabrina on Facebook as well want to know, how big a boost is it to have Scholes back in the side? We'll start with you, Nani.
It's always nice, because I've been saying, even when he was playing with me, before he leave and come back, all I said is one of the best players I've been playing in my life. And the way he played, he can't train alone. Like, he passed the ball and receive and turn and play wherever he wants. His quality he gives to the team is fantastic. I think is very important, and because he's a very experienced player on the team, and then any way he can help, even when he play or when he's not playing.
What about you, Michael? What's it like having him back?
Yeah, it's great. I've obviously played with Scholesy for a number of years now, and learnt an awful lot off him. You know, from when I started here. And, you know, anyone in the game, you ask any top player, just his testimonial here in the summer, and you've seen the quotes from sort of Zidane, Xavi, Iniesta. You know, they're the best players that have played the game, and they all said that Scholesy is right up there, if not one of the best. He is the best. So, you know, what more can you say? Did you know Rio has been quoted as saying he didn't even realise he was going to play? He just turned up with his boots and... No one did. I didn't, certainly until we got in the dressing room before the game. It was a bit of a surprise when he was announced on the bench, but it sort of gave everyone a bit of a buzz, you know, and a bit of a lift before the game, knowing that he was back. And he'd only trained with us for a couple of days before the game, so there was no real sign that he'd be involved. But do you think he was just in for a team talk or something? Well, sort of. I thought, oh well, he's maybe, you know, he's getting back into it, and maybe a week or two down the line, then he'd be fully involved. But it's typical Scholes, you know. He just comes in, does his job. You know, to come on and then to play here a week later and you know, play for an hour or so that he did, and you know, I don't know how he's done it, to be honest.
Well, actually, if I can ask you this one's just come in from John Daly since we've been on air. If you could have played with one United player from the past, who would it be and why?
Well, I would have said Scholesy, but it's not in the past now. He's come back, so obviously being injured, I haven't been had the chance to go out and train and play alongside him. So I think the first time was obviously his testimonial, and just that day, obviously it was a great day for him, and just being able to play alongside. Scholes, you hear so much from, I spoke to the boys and hearing so much about him, and for me to get myself back fit soon and get out there playing alongside him, he's definitely one of the players that I'd say I want to get back out there and play alongside him. And
Nanny, what about you, a Man United player from the past? Who would you like to play with?
Veron. He was one of the best players I saw in my life. When I was young, I appreciate to see him play and the quality he put on the pitch. And I think should be a good partner on the pitch with me.
And Michael, if you could pick any player from United's past?
Probably two, really. Cantona, just because of the presence that he seemed to have and how everyone responded to playing with him. But speaking to some of the older boys and around the place, everyone says Brian Robson really was one of the best, and I never really got to watch Robbo. I've got to know him a little bit now. He's around the place, but I never really got to watch him properly when I was a young lad. So I'd have to say Robbo.
All right, and there is one's coming from Facebook to Michael from Aniket, who said, when you were younger, which player did you want to be like? Is it a similar answer, or is there someone else? We'll start with you, Ashley.
When I was younger, I was a striker, and I always wanted to be like Ian Wright. My brother was an Arsenal fan, and was always looking for a striker, and it was him at that time that I was always looking up to. And when I was younger, I was always trying to be him, because I was a striker and wanted to emulate what he had done.
What about you?
Me, used to be Figo. I used to play for as national team, and always see him on TV, see the way they play, and of course I start to play in the same position, and of course I want to try to be like him. A lot of people say, oh, you play like him, like Figo, and that's why I start putting in my head, I want to be like Figo.
And Michael?
Gascoigne for me.
Paul Gascoigne?
Paul Gascoigne, yeah. And Peter Beardsley as well. But I don't know whether it's, northern thing and they're both Geordies or what, but I just always looked up to and admire how they played the game. Two special players, really.
Well, that's who these guys looked up to when they were younger. But who does Sir Alex Ferguson think young footballers now should look up to as a professional role model?